And I
Revelation
saw an angel
chapter
coming down
20.
out of heaven. And I saw an angel coming down and out of heaven in his hand, having the key to the abyss, and holding in his hand a great chain. Who is the devil? He seized the dragon and bound that ancient serpent. Who is the devil? Or Satan to the abyss and bound him and for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss and locked and sealed it over him to keep him from deceiving the nation after that anymore. He must be until the 1,000 years were ended. After that, he must be set free for a short time. Who had been given authority. I saw thrones on which was seated those who had been given authority to judge. And I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded because of their testimony about Jesus, and because of the word of the God, and had not received its mark. They had not worshipped the beast or its image, and had not received its mark on their foreheads or their hands. They came to life and reigned with Christ until the 1,000 years were ended. The rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy are those who share in the first resurrection. There will be priests of God. The second death has no power over them, but there will be priests of God and of Christ, and will reign with him for 1,000 years. And will go when 1,000 years are over, and Satan will be released from his prison, and will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, to gather them from God and Magog sand on the seashore, and to gather them from battle. They march across in number. They are like the sand on the seashore. And surrounding the camp of God, they march across the city he loves. The earth. Fire came down and surrounded the camp of God's people. The city he loves. But fire came down from heaven and devoured them. Where the beast and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown. They will be tormented day and night, forever and night and ever, forever. They will be tormented. Did I say great white and night and forever and ever? Did I saw a great white throne from his presence, and him who was seated on it? The earth and the heavens and fled from his presence, and there was no place for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the book of life. The dead were judged according to what they had done, as according in the book. Gave up the dead. The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them. And each person was judged according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. Anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown